Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today, let's take a look at the 2026 Audi Q3 S Line. Huge shout out to Audi Northlake for providing this SUV for me today. Take a look at the website, that link is down in the description. This Q3 is finished off in Arcona White, and with options, MSRP is just over $49,000. Now this is powered by the 2-liter 4-cylinder turbo. It's paired to a 7-speed automatic. It now pumps out 255 horsepower, 273 pound-feet of torque. That power is sent through the Quattro all-wheel drive system, propelling this 3,900-pound SUV from 0 to 60 in 5.5 seconds. It has a top speed of 130 miles an hour. It also has a fuel capacity of 16.4 gallons, and you'll expect to see 22 miles per gallon in the city and 29 out on the highway. This also has a wheelbase of 105.1 inches. Its overall length is 178.4. It has a width of 73.2, a height of 64.1, and its ground clearance measures in at 7.2 inches. Now, as we move on to the exterior styling for the latest Q3, this has a really unique setup for the headlights, DRLs, and turn signals. You'll notice the upper housing is the DRL and turn signal, and then the dark housing in the lower section is for the headlights and the high beams. A really nice split, and it's integrated nicely with the rest of the lower section finished off in gloss black. There's also parking sensors as well, a forward camera, and the latest design for the Audi badge, which is also an integrated sensor, which is nice to see. Now, this still retains the hexagonal design for the grille with plenty of cutouts within that, along with the lower section where there's also some active grille shutters located just behind that. And then there's a few crisp lines coming down the hood to give it a great look. Now, this model also has the optional 19-inch wheels with the two-tone design. You'll notice the body-colored fender arches, which is a nice touch, along with the lower section of the side skirt and all of those angles. This also has power folding side mirrors, which have a camera and a turn signal. You'll notice they're gloss black along with all the window trim, the roof racks, and this has a full moonroof up top. As we take a step back, great side profile design to it, especially with the top window trim coming all the way to the back here. Gives it a nice integration, where this also has the split design for the LEDs in the back. So mimicking the front, same Audi badge in the back. It's a little bit smaller though. There's also the backup camera, all the parking sensors, and then more gloss black for the middle and that lower section of the bumper there. Now, as we work our way to the cargo space, you can use the control on the key fob or the electronic release located underneath. Now, this is on the smaller side, but it's still going to be practical if you're not looking for a big vehicle. So even with the back seats up, you get a good bit of space. There's a spare tire underneath, where you could put a few items if you needed to. There's a 12-volt located on that driver's side and a deep compartment on the passenger side. And then the cargo lights too, and you can remove this, of course, if you need a little bit more height. Now, this also has the hands-free option, so you can kick your foot up underneath the bumper if you have your hands full, or you can use those controls as well, where you can just close that liftgate or lock the vehicle too. So very nice to have those accommodations. Now, this also has the proximity door handles, so you can grab all four to unlock and lock this vehicle. And this is also paired with the Tamarid brown interior. There's also some gray accents too, which is a nice touch. Now, for the door panel, there's soft touch materials along with storage in the lower section, lock and unlock, and then Sonos for the audio. Now, with these seats too, they do move forwards and backwards. So there is an adjustment underneath if you need more leg space or you need more cargo space. There's also storage located in between the door and the seats here, and you can fold them down by pulling on this tab. So you can lock them into place and get that large opening there, just depending on the space that you need, and they will recline. So pull on that and move that seat back. Now, at 5'10" for this smaller vehicle, it has a surprising amount of space. There's storage nets, auxiliaries, along with vents, and even temperature adjustments down below. And at my height, currently I have about 1.5 inches or 2 of headroom. Now, these seats do recline, so that is all the way back where it is comfortable. You could ride around town, go on a short road trip, fit a car seat back here for its smaller size. Again, very practical, which is nice. There's also the armrest with cup holders, and you can also fold down this middle seat individually. So that release is located by the headrest, and you can fold that as needed. Now, there's also very large cargo windows in the back, so it gives you a lot of visibility around that section. Now, up front, you'll notice all the window controls. The side mirrors are also heated. Memory seating adjustments are down below with the liftgate release, and there's more storage too. This also has power operating front seats, and this is a great color combo for this particular spec. There's a small door sill too, and then you have that floating design for the grab handle. Now, working our way to the steering wheel, this is finished off in leather. There's also a lot of brushed accents for it. As we start this up now, this has the large curved screen. Quite a lot to go through. So we'll start off on the right side where there's the heated steering wheel. There's also volume, tuning, Bluetooth and voice commands, and a favorites control too. So when you push on that, you can go into the infotainment system here and control what you would like that to be. So what you use the most basically. Now this also has paddle shifters on both sides. On the left side, there's the cruise control with distance pacing, and it mimics nicely the controls just behind the steering wheel. So on this left side, you'll notice this is the turn signal. There's also some wiper adjustments too. And then on the steering wheel, you have all the controls for this virtual cockpit. So if I click on view, you can change it slightly, just depending on what you would like to see for that background there. You have a few different ways to configure that. And then you can use the controls underneath that to go left or right to scroll through this information here. Now there's also storage on this left side, the headlight adjustments, some wood trim with one air vent, and then working our way to the rest of the infotainment system, there's a lot more to go through. So you can pull up the home screen where there's some split icons. You can get into the map by itself, pull up music, your phone when that is paired. When you go into your vehicle here, you can go through quite a lot. So you can get into the drive select to go through the different driving modes. There's even an off-road plus, and you can get into the lights along with displays and services. And then you have some more here to go through. So you can set this vehicle up to your liking. Now there's also several icons. This has Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. You have shortcuts into vehicle, which we just saw, as well as several others here to scroll through as needed. Now, as you've been able to tell, the lower section is fixed, so you can quickly get to the heated seats, the menu for the climate adjustments, so that way you can go through these, even the rear too, which is great to see. You can easily exit out of that and then monitor defrosters, temperature for driver and passenger, and fan speed right in the middle there. Now there's more wood trim and some ambient lighting, so it goes on the end of that trim accent there. There's more air vents, a shortcut to drive select, so that screen that I showed. There's also traction control, engine start stop, hazards. There's a shortcut to the camera system. You can use that while you're in park, or you can use the selector over on the right side of the steering wheel. So move that entire outer section up, and that is for reverse, so you can bring up the camera system now and go through several different angles here. You can even pull up the forward facing angle or just put it into drive, of course, and you can bring that up in full screen as well. And then parks are going to be located on the end of the stock. If you bump it down twice, that's how you can activate the paddle shifters. On the far right, there's also more tech features that you can turn on and off. So you can scroll through these as needed and turn all of this on and off, depending on how you want the vehicle to react. So very nice to see all of those tech features. Now underneath that, you do have this cover you can open up where there's wireless charging and several auxiliaries, and you can close that as needed. There's also volume and tuning, and then the e-brake with cup holders. There's a little bit of storage in the armrest, more ambient lighting on this top trim accent. There's also the locking glove box with plenty of space, and then garage door buttons are located up top. There's the touch sensitive dome lights and controls for the sunroof and sunshade. All you have to do is swipe on that forwards or backwards, and that's how you can open both of those. So it's really neat to see. And then for this smaller vehicle, there's definitely a lot of visibility over both shoulders. Setting off behind the wheel now for the latest Audi Q3. Let's first talk about the increase in power for this 4-cylinder turbo. I think this is a lot more adequate feeling for this type of vehicle. This is not an RS model, but I think for this type of vehicle and the buyer that is looking to get this, it has plenty of power to get up and move. This is the second one that I've been able to drive, so just want to showcase a different spec here. Let's put it into the paddles now. So we have second gear in dynamic mode. We'll give it a slight acceleration. And for what I can do today, it's definitely very peppy feeling. This has plenty of power to get up, to merge, just to get up to speed, and have a little bit of sporty fun with it with the paddle shifters here. So with the dual clutch, the paddles are going to be very responsive, and you can use those as needed. For the rest of this vehicle, we have a lot of nice updates, including this design behind the steering wheel. Everything is very easy to use. All of the controls are laid out well, in my opinion, too. So for this new update, it's not over complicated. It's very easy to use everything. And this is also a luxury vehicle at the end of the day. So this is going to ride very comfortably. It's very quiet feeling. It handles some of the turns that I've been on this back road here very well, too. And as far as the driver's seat here goes, at 5'10", I have maybe 3 inches or so of headroom. With this height adjustable seat going all the way down, you could be taller than me and fit well in this smaller vehicles. In terms of leg room behind you, depends on how tall you are, of course, and who's behind you. For this smaller vehicle, I think you can pack a lot into it, which I think is nice. So maybe if you're driving a lot in the city, you just don't want a big vehicle, you have a smaller garage, smaller parking spaces, things like that. This is going to be very easy to park, even parallel park too, with some of the tech features, with all the cameras and everything, and just give you a really roomy vehicle for its size. So I like the packaging that Audi has provided with this model. And like I mentioned earlier, handles well too. So coming around these turns now, it definitely feels very planted for this type of vehicle. And still in dynamic mode, second gear, here we go. And as we get up to speed, not all that loud, which is of course nice, especially for this type of vehicle. And even taking a turn like that at speed, it does really well. Now with the rest of the driving modes, there's not too much of a difference between them, but you do have some throttle input that will be different. And when you go into Off-Road Plus, it will turn off traction control. So there's a few behind the scene changes, but nothing too significant for the normal 3 or daily driving modes there. But this is what it's like to be behind the wheel for the latest Audi Q3. You have a really nice outlook from the driver's seat here. And with this large screen, it does stick up past the dash here, but I think it's still integrated. It's about in line with the steering wheel where this is currently placed. This does have a manual adjustment for the steering wheel, so you do have that lever on the side there, but it's nice that it's not crazy high. So even if you're a little bit shorter than me in this seat, you're still going to have a good outlook over the front here. As far as the maneuverability goes now for this smaller vehicle, let's see if we can do this without having to back up. I think we will. Still a pretty tight turning radius, however. But again, with how small it is, this is going to be very easy to maneuver in parking situations. And then we'll get back up to speed here in the sport shift. So we'll let the vehicle do the shifting. So you have 3 different ways that you can shift this depending on how you feel for the day. But super comfortable to be in the driver's seat with the armrest here. You have a pretty high windowsill, so you feel kind of low, but you have a high seating position, if that makes sense, with how high this is here. But overall, fantastic latest design from Audi. For the price too, very competitive with other models that are available. So of course, just depends on your preference with tech features. I like that with this Audi, it doesn't have that dual screen setup anymore, which some other Audi models still have. I think this is a really nice blend to have everything in one larger screen, especially to view your phone and all the information that you will have, and just very user-friendly. Not a lot of tech, but it's easy to go through what is available for this. So it would make for a great daily driver, something that is still practical for its smaller size, and one that you can just rack up the miles on and be very comfortable behind this luxury-focused SUV. But that is going to wrap it up for the 2026 Audi Q3. Once again, huge shout out to Audi Northlake for providing this for me today. Take a look at their website, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and consider smashing that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with our daily uploads. I will see you all in the next video.